Getting in the best shape of your life in 2025 might seem like a huge challenge, especially with all the confusing advice out there. But if I were to get in the best shape of my life in 2025, I'd keep it simple, focus on the fundamentals and work smarter, not harder. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do to achieve that and how you can follow the same approach to see massive changes next year. I'm Lewis. I've been a personal trainer for nearly a decade, helping over 1,000 clients, busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and everyday gym goers transform their bodies without spending hours in the gym or following crazy diets. If you're short on time and ready to see real results, stick around to the end of the video. I'll also share a free quiz at the end to help you figure out exactly what you need to do to hit your fitness goals in 2025. So before we dive into it, let me tell you about one of my clients. Let's call him James. He was a busy professional, constantly on the go, stressed and struggling to find the time or energy to actually get in shape. He wanted to get stronger and leaner, but no matter how hard he worked, he couldn't break through that plateau. He actually came to me frustrated and ready to give up. Fast forward a few months, not only did he shed extra weight but built muscle, he had more energy than he'd felt in years. So what changed, you may ask? Well, stick with me and I'll tell you the exact steps we took to help him transform his body without spending hours in the gym, without disrupting his busy schedule, and without hating it. So number one, prioritize strength training. If I were to get in the best shape of my life in 2025, strength training and a good periodized program would be the core building block of everything I do. Building muscle isn't just about looking good. It's about improving overall health, boosting your strength, and giving your body a strong athletic shape, of course. And the best part, you don't need to spend hours in the gym to see results. Focus on 3 full body strength training sessions per week. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows are your best friends. And of course, you can fit in those arm days too. These exercises work multiple muscle groups at once, giving you the biggest return on investment in terms of time. For example, a deadlift might hit your legs, back, and a bit of a full body exercise really, and grip strength all at once. And the beauty of strength training is that it keeps on giving. As you get stronger, you build more muscle, which helps you maintain that lean look with less effort. So my client who I referred to before used to think that he had to hit the gym 5 or 6 times per week to see progress, but he was burning out fast, especially trying to juggle family life, social life, friends, etc. We actually cut that back to just 3 focused strength sessions a week, and the progress he made was outstanding. Less really is more when you are strategic about it. You need to make sure you've got a structured plan which works for you around your busy life. And that's the first step I would follow in 2025 to do so. Number 2 is focus on simple, high impact nutrition. 80% of your progress is going to come down to nutrition. You could have the best training plan out there, but if your nutrition is terrible, then you're not going to get too far. But let me make this clear, nutrition doesn't have to be complicated. If I were going to transform my body in 2025, I'd focus on simple, whole foods that fuel my body, keep me satiated, and are easy to prepare. It has to work around your busy life. It has to be convenient, because let's be honest, if it isn't, you're not going to adhere to it. You don't need to follow a restrictive diet to get in shape. Just keep it simple. Prioritize lean proteins, veggies, healthy fats. A typical meal might look like a big serving of vegetables, whether it's broccoli, spinach, green beans, and then some roasted potatoes. Potatoes, by the way, are one of the most satiating foods out there, keeping you fuller for longer. Perfect if you're trying to keep your calorie intake in check without being deprived. In other words, you've got a high chance of being in a deficit. So for my client I referenced earlier, the real game changer was shifting from eating processed convenience food to more whole, nutrient-dense meals. And usually when we say processed, we just mean higher calorie foods. If the higher calorie foods, in other words, they're really high in fat or simple carbohydrate, they're more than likely not going to keep you feeling full for long, or in other words, they're not satiating. When you switch it for something like potatoes or rice or pasta, they make you feel fuller for longer. We didn't cut out carbs or put him on some extreme diet. Instead, we made his meals simple, tasty, and easy to prepare. Something he could stick to without feeling like he was sacrificing his whole life, his work, etc. Number 3, sleep is like your secret weapon. Most people, as I say a lot on this channel, completely underestimate the importance of sleep. If I were to get in the best shape of my life, I'd make sleep an absolute non-negotiable part of my routine. Of course, you've probably heard it before, aim for 7 to 8 hours every night, and you'll notice a massive difference in your energy levels, workout performance, and even how quickly your body recovers and changes. Yet a lot of people, especially busy professionals, maybe like you, and like my client I referenced earlier, think they can push through on 5 to 6 hours of sleep. All that does is drain your energy, make you more prone to cravings, and hinder your ability to recover from workouts. It's like a lose-lose-lose. What's the point of training hard if you're not allowing your body to recover and build muscle? My client used to stay up late watching Netflix, and he'd wonder why he was exhausted all day. We implemented a pre-sleep routine, cutting out screen time an hour before bed, winding down with a book or meditation, and setting out a consistent sleep schedule that worked for him. His energy levels massively improved, and his workouts improved almost overnight. Number 4, make cardio efficient, not endless cardio. Of course, cardio, as I've said before, has its place, but if I were getting in the best shape of my life, I wouldn't be wasting hours doing steady state cardio, unless of course I was training for some type of endurance event. Instead, I'd focus on short, effective bursts of cardio, either through HIIT, high intensity interval training, or just daily walks. Walking is completely underrated, but incredibly effective. Aim for minimum 8 to 10k steps a day. You can easily hit this by taking a 10 to 20 minute walk after meals or fitting it in during work phone calls. This low impact activity not only helps burn more calories, also clears your mind and reduces stress. HIIT, on the other hand, is great for squeezing in a calorie burning workout in a short period of time. Think sprints, bike intervals, or bodyweight circuits. Anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes is all you need to actually see results and burn a good amount of calories and get your heart rate up. For my client who I referenced, cutting back on endless treadmill sessions and focus on efficient, targeted cardio had a huge difference in his fat loss and energy. Of course, though, that being said, you don't want to overdo it, because if you do too much HIIT, high intensity interval training, it can leave you feeling drained, especially if you're someone who's a busy professional and you've got other commitments to fit in. So I would just recommend getting at least 10k steps in per day. It's low intensity, it's not going to add any additional fatigue, and it's the lowest hanging fruit. Number 5, track progress, but don't obsess over it. Finally, if I were transforming my body in 2025, I'd track my progress consistently, but not obsess over every tiny fluctuation on the scale. Too many people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results. I know I've been there before, but real transformation takes time. I know it's boring, I know it's not sexy, but it does. Instead of just looking at the number on the scale, to use that example, track other metrics like how are your clothes fit, how are your strength gains in the gym, and how do you feel day to day. For my client, he was initially frustrated because the scale wasn't moving as fast as he wanted to, but once we started shifting his focus to tracking his strength improvements and energy levels in general, he realized he was making far more progress than he did originally think. By the end of his transformation, his body had completely changed, and the scale was just one small part of the bigger picture. I know we've referenced there about tracking weight on the scale, but I would recommend tracking all of your workouts and maybe your calories for a few weeks if you've never done so. The reason for tracking your workouts is so that we can apply progressive overload over time, meaning we need to see how many sets, reps, and what weight we're actually lifting during our workouts. This way we can progress each week, and we can make sure we're getting stronger and building more muscle. And on the nutritional front, if you've never tracked calories, I highly recommend it. I say to all my clients for the first few weeks, let's just see what your daily calorie intake is, because most of the time it's a lot more than you actually think, or if you're someone who's a hard gainer who can't gain weight, it's probably much less than you think. So if I were to get in the best shape of my life in 2025, I'd focus on a consistent strength training schedule, simple nutrition, quality sleep, efficient cardio, and tracking my progress in a way that motivates me without driving me crazy. These are the same strategies that worked for my client and hundreds of clients over the last few years. If you're ready to make 2025 the year you finally get in the best shape of your life, take my free body and health and performance quiz linked below. It'll give you a personalized plan based on where you're at right now and what you need to do to hit your goals. And if you found this helpful, this video somewhere over here will absolutely help you move in the right direction. It's packed with more actionable tips to get you where you want to be in 2025. See you there.